Hey, welcome back. My name is George. As you can see behind me, I'm a massive Roma fan, and this is going to be the third installment of my series called Lupi Talk, where we talk all things Roma, and anything that's going on around the club. This is where we're going to be discussing it. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're really interested and joining me and continuing to grow this platform. Let's get straight into it. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Dybala situation in Roma and is he going to leave in the summer? This article recently just released by Andy Mattioli. Basically, we'll go on to say that the relationship between Dybala and Roma has been pretty strained for the last few months, and that Riquelme of Boca Juniors really wants Dybala to be reunited with Paredes, and I'm sure Paredes wants that as well, because we all know those two are very good friends, both from Argentina, both World Cup winners, and they both want Dybala to come to Argentina and play with him. This is coming with after reports of Dybala not really opting to re-sign a new contract, or there's been stalls in the contract negotiations. Dybala's contract expires in a few months, so Roma needs to either re-sign them quickly or let the fans know, and let specifically Gasperini know that yes, he's not going to come back, because they've done that with Pellegrini. We know he will not play another game for Roma past this season. Like I said in previous videos, especially I think it's my second episode of Lupi Talk, that I think what they're doing with Pellegrini is wrong. However, we're not the management, so we can only do so much. But they need to let Gasperini specifically know now, or as soon as possible, that Dybala will not be in his plans next year, because if you're Gasperini, you can't be handcuffed by the fact that we may or may not have Dybala next year, and Dybala is a major player in Gasperini's system when he's fit. So we're gonna discuss everything about that, and I'm gonna give you guys my opinion whether Dybala should stay or go in Roma. Let's just get straight into it and talk about Dybala's stats of this season. This season he's played 11 games, scored 1 goal and got an assist. Not very great stats for someone of Dybala's standard and what we expect for someone of his ability. And this has been a trend that's been going on in the last few years, that Dybala's stats have been going down and down and down along with his game time, because now the system isn't solely running through Dybala like we've seen in the first season with Mourinho. When it was with Mourinho, everything was going through Dybala. It was basically Dybala FC. Which, let's be honest, it came with the cost of the team. Players like Tammy Abraham, their numbers and their ability went down. I'm not saying their ability, but their numbers went down because everything flowed through Dybala. And actually, I don't want to say that it was cost of the team, because we went to the Europa League final and he scored. And when he got subbed off, Roma didn't look like they were ever going to score again. So you can say that's a plus and that's a negative. But at the end of the day, when Dybala's fit and firing, he's an absolute baller. We've seen it time and time again. He's one of the best players we've seen. I think he's the best talent we've had in Roma since Francesco Totti. That's how good of a player Dybala is. So, and if you look at his all-time stats, in 127 games, 44 goals and 23 assists. For a trequartista, that's a pretty good return. You know, could we have more assists? Could we have more goals? Maybe, but guess what? He doesn't play enough games. The guy is never fit, and that's one thing about Dybala. He's never fit. So it comes and goes. That's the trade-off with Dybala. It's been like that since his Juventus days. He's not fit all the time, but when he's fit and when he's firing, you'll have a player in your hand that is unplayable, and he's one of the best players, not just in Serie A, but in the world. Another player that I want to talk about in this race for Dybala, let's call it what it is. It's a race for Dybala. Is Messi and Inter Miami. Messi has gotten everything his way these last few months, these last few years. He's gotten Rodrigo de Paul, who left a Champions League favorite, one of the best teams in La Liga. You know, one of the best teams in the world, let's actually call it what it is, Atletico Madrid, to come to America and play for MLS. He's gone Busquets to leave Barcelona, go to Miami. Jordi Alba, leave Barcelona, come to Miami. He's gotten a lot of his way, and if Messi makes the call and be like, yo, I want Dybala to come, which rumors has it that Messi's ready to do that, and Messi's going to bring Dybala to the MLS, how's Dybala going to say no to that? You know, he's 31. He's played a lot of his career out in Europe. He's pretty much won a lot, barred about the Champions League, but anything in Europe, like a European trophy, like the Europa League and the Champions League. If Dybala says, I don't really want to do that anymore, I don't really care for that, he could go to Miami and live out the rest of his career over there, you know, live in Miami in a Spanish-speaking country. Like, he is Argentinian. He'll fit right in. So, yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about, you know, like, is Messi going to make the call? Is Inter Miami going to bring him in? We don't know that. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. That could be a possibility. They could do it, but I don't know. I don't know. That's what I want to ask you guys. What you guys think? Do you think Messi is going to do that? Do you think Inter Miami is going to be a real possibility for someone like Dybala to go to? Or is he going to go to Boca Juniors and play with Pele? That's his good friend that we've already seen as concrete links of him going there. I want to talk about Roma and their best 11. Their best 11, of course, has Dybala in it. If you want to say Dybala is up front and you want to put Pellegrini there, or if you want to say, in my opinion, playing Ferguson up front makes Roma a much better team than playing a false nine with Dybala, having to play against big boy centre backs. We've seen that against Juventus. Bremer had the easiest job to go up against Dybala. But do you think? What the question I want to ask you guys is, do you think Roma can survive without Dybala? Do you think because Pellegrini is not going to be here next year, we're going to need another number 10? Who do you think is going to be? Do you think Cornet or El Nawi is going to push up? Because once again, you have to know that Cornet is also linked to leave. So do you think Roma can survive, or it depending on who comes in? Who could possibly come in? I don't know. There's not many real great 10s out there, midfielders out there that Roma can go out and sign. Maybe there's a young player in Serie A like a Sassuolo or a Verona that Roma will bring in. But we've seen that time and time again. That really doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. We've seen that with Kumbula. We've seen that with the likes of, I don't know, Cristante. You're not going to get a superstar out of that. So I want to ask you guys, do you think Roma can survive without him? And do you think Dybala, once again, is worth investing another year in? And let's be honest, he's playing less games. He's playing less and less games. Do you think it's worth investing in him another year where he's not going to play even half the games, he'll play a third of games? Or do you think that third of matches is good enough for him to keep him? In my opinion, I'm going to give you guys my opinion. I'm selfish. I want Dybala. Dybala's my favorite player to play for Roma since, alongside Milas Villar, since, I don't know, Francesco Totti, Mohamed Salah, not Mohamed Salah, but Edin Dzeko, since those boys. This is the best team we've had since that Champions League semi-final team. So, let me know your thoughts below. Thank you. I try to keep as quick as possible once again. Let me know your thoughts below. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Much greatly appreciated. We're going to keep trying to grow here. But yeah, man. Enjoy your Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, enjoy your holidays. It's probably going to be the last video since then. So, peace out.